Believe it or not, if the length of this wire, which you've probably never even thought about before, is either too short or too long, it can have a profound impact on the way your hearing aid feels and, more importantly, sounds. So let's dive into the details. At the time of this poll, a whopping 60% of you guys watching these videos wear a receiver-in-canal style of hearing aid, which means that the information in this video is relevant for you. So I'm keen on your setup. Yes, you, on your phone. In fact, you watching me on your television, and of course, you watching me on your computer too. What are you wearing? Wait, that sounded very weird. Is your hearing aid a receiver-in-canal style, an in-the-ear hearing aid over the counter, or maybe you're wearing a cochlear implant? Please let me know in the comments beneath this video so I can make videos specifically for you going forwards. And if you've got any ideas for videos, also let me know those as well. So today's video was prompted by a handful of patients coming to see me in clinic who'd purchased their hearing aids elsewhere and have been looking for an improvement in their performance. And quite oddly, recently I have had an unusual number of patients with what I feel is the wrong physical setup. And if the hearing aids aren't physically set up correctly, then it really doesn't matter how they've been set up acoustically. So let's talk receiver wires, and I promise I will do my best to try and make this video exciting. In fact, here's 2 seconds of me skydiving just to jazz it up. Now, this may be an obvious, don't know why I put that in, but I'm in charge, I'm editing, so it's all good. Now, this may be an obvious thing to share, but for those new to the world of hearing aids, the role of this wire is to connect the hearing aid that sits behind your ear to the speaker which is sitting inside your ear. And at the same time, it feeds energy and information, providing the right amount of sound to compensate for your hearing loss. When they're fitted properly, they should look identical to this, with the wire neatly rolling over the top of your ear and travelling down this valley above your tragus. If the wire is too long, then it will look more like this, and then if it's too short, it will look more like this. And believe it or not, it needs to be just right, as it's critical to how your hearing aids perform. So, today I have 5 reasons that your receiver wire needs to be the correct length, and I can't believe I actually thought of 5 reasons. Some of them acoustic, some of them practical, and some of them technical. So firstly, a ton of R&D goes into the development of hearing aid technology and how they physically work with your anatomy. These days, every receiver-in-canal hearing aid has 2 microphones, one facing backwards and the other facing forwards. This is all in order to provide directional hearing, which means that they'll focus more on what's in front of you and is really important for better hearing in groups, crowds, and noisy listening situations. Now, this next point is a really basic point to make, and it's very obvious, so sorry for pointing it out. But I want to mention it anyway for those of you that don't know. If your wire is too long, then instead of the microphones pointing to the person in front of you, they'll be pointing upwards, aiming above their head and making it more difficult for you to be able to hear them. I look ridiculous like this, don't I? So please don't screenshot this. If alternatively they're too short, then I have no idea where they'll be pointing, but it won't be how they've been designed. Either way, it will result in poorer hearing and your hearing aids not functioning properly. And I'm pretty sure it would negatively impact the artificial intelligence functionality too, especially when it comes to hearing in background noise compared to if you had the correct length of wire attached. Next, if your receiver wire is too short, then during the course of the day, the weight of the hearing aid will gradually pull it down behind your ear, in turn pulling out the receiver from your ear canal. I've seen it many a time. This will reduce the clarity that your hearing aid will be providing, and you'll potentially also feel the need to keep pushing your hearing aid back into your ear, which isn't normal. You shouldn't have to do that regularly during the course of the day. The better your hearing aid seals your ear, the better it will work in background noise. Very simple. So think about it. If the tip of your hearing aid isn't fitted properly in your ear canal, then noise will travel around it instead of through it. And it will go down your ear canal, it will hit your eardrum without the hearing aid having any ability to clean up the signal. So a better fit means better hearing in noise. Building on from that, this poor acoustic seal could also create another pretty annoying side effect, which is feedback. This is sound leaking out of your ear canal, and if you're unfamiliar with it, it sounds something like this. It's pretty horrible and pretty annoying, and other people will potentially be able to hear it too, so it isn't something that you want. Get that wire length sorted. Alternatively, if your receiver wire length is too long, then this may also cause inconsistencies when you're putting them in your ears. And ideally, you only want them to fit in one position, which is the depth that it was originally fitted by your audiologist when they were performing real ear measurements. Please tell me your audiologist performed real ear measurements. And then point number 5, a poorly fitting hearing aid could cause rubbing of your ear, irritation, or a pressure, and is more likely to get snagged on your glasses. Now, saying all of that, none of this matters unless you're wearing the right hearing aids for you. So, if I were you, I would check out this video covering the best hearing aids that you can get your hands on.